Hello and welcome to Frank's School. 99th day of this fourth year. Aller Anfang ist schwer. Of everything, beginning is all beginnings are hard. That's a little hard to translation, but it comes to my mind so often. This is a beginning still of going through the guided viewing of Britain's past, and it's hard to get things going at the beginning. But I'm going now. I'm doing better. Uh, The episode 1 is what I'm asking you to look at, and I asked you to stop at the 6 minute 20 second, and that's where I'd ask you to stop again. Not all that far. What is that? 11 minutes. But I don't think I don't think there's too much point in going too fast because there's so much here, especially for an American audience, for example, who does not necessarily know any of this stuff, really. Uh, all right, well, William the Conqueror, William the First, he had 3 sons. I'm going to sort this out a little bit for you because I'm very impressed gradually with this work. I think it's very clear, but it'll probably help to hear it from another source. 3 sons. William the Second, also called William Rufus, uh, which is red. He had red hair, I guess. Robert, who was given Normandy, and then Henry, who became the next king, ultimately. Well, in any case, under William the Conqueror, there was complete centralization of England. Centralization, there is that word. Uh, he put up with no other, no independent governing. And if you consider what you're going to hear happened in York, in Northumbria, there you've got a measure of it. Pretty brutal. I don't think William the First should necessarily be thought of as a good guy. If he ever was, I don't know. The Domesday Book recorded what he had, the property, basically in all of England. A very useful book too, because it gives us a record of what was there when the Normans came in and took England. I don't know too much about it, except, of course, I've often heard of it. So it's referred to. Now, William Rufus, I think a lot of this stuff is not completely certain, but it appears that he was gay, and it appears that he was murdered, possibly for that, while he was hunting. It depends in a way how far back you go to look at the sources, how they're going to explain that. And I get the feeling that they really don't know for sure. But he had no wife, he had no children, and he was not well liked. Robert, you're going to hear, was upon the death of William the First, was given Normandy, and then. And then William was given some money, or Henry was given some money. Well, Henry ended up taking it. I mean, after Rufus was killed, basically Henry took the throne of England. And you'll hear about a divine right, the divine right of kings. Apparently, it begins with him. This idea that a king is not just a person, but has an extra gift. You'll hear about that. And also the blending, under him, this blending by the Normans marrying English, Anglo-Saxon, if you will, women. Their children eventually end up speaking English, not Anglo-Saxon, not Norman French, but English. And I guess it's under him that this kind of begins, that blending of languages, which in a way is so prized. People would argue that that's what makes English so special. Well, I've discussed that elsewhere, but there that goes. And then Robert, you're going to hear a reference to the Crusades. Robert went off to fight the Saracens in the Crusades. Now, this is not going to be, what I'm going to do is not a history of Europe, but I will expand out into what was going on in other parts of Europe, especially, as I've said, especially Germany and Portugal. At least that's what I intend to do. All right, and then finally, You may have a little trouble understanding this man. He's pretty clear. But, just like I have an American accent, he's got a British accent. And so a teacher could certainly help a good bit by pausing, say, or writing down, saying, here's what he said. Did you catch that? Uh, all right. Well, I love to learn, and I love to teach, and the two go together. And I'm learning a lot here. So, see you next time. Bye for now.